Hi guys, welcome to Palace to the Core. My name is Stephen Dawes, thank you for joining me and thank you for supporting the channel. Haven't felt quite this ticket today, but I'm determined to get this video done because I didn't do it yesterday. But I'm going to be talking about the game, and so I'm going to plough through it. Okay, here we go. But before I do, as of recording this video, the official announcement came from Crystal Palace that Eberechi Eze has left for Arsenal. There was also, literally just as I'm about to click go on this video, Ebbs has also released a statement on his time at Palace, which is both on his Instagram and also on the Palace website. So if you want to read that, please go and do that after you watch the video, of course. And basically, you know, it's a sad day. It's a sad day that he's gone. And as I've said in social media posts, it is a sad day for Crystal Palace because he was one of our best players for a long time, and obviously now recently he's been part of a much better side, a side that's gone on to win the FA Cup and the Community Shield, and you know, it's just been a monumental last year or so with this club under Oliver Glasner. And of course, you know, although it is sad, I am really proud that he's gone on to do the things that he wants to do, that he's living his dream, that he's fulfilling his dreams, which of course going back to his boyhood club that he left when he was a teenager, because he's had such a difficult start to his career, being rejected by so many clubs including Arsenal, and then turning up at QPR, doing well, us spotting him, bringing him to Palace, bringing him to the Premier League where he's really flourished. And especially under Oliver Glasner, he's come on leaps and bounds as well. You know, he's been a lot more expressive, or been able to be a lot more expressive under Oliver Glasner, and he's been part of a really amazing team. So it is sad, but I am really pleased that he's doing what he wants to do, and I think that he has given the club a huge amount over the last 5 years that he's been with us, and so you know, he will always be a Palace legend in my mind anyway. But let me know what you think down in the comment section on that. But now on to the game, and it was always going to be a tough game because, you know, Oliver Glasner had said before in the pre-match interview that they're a very physical side. They like to get involved, you know, they like to, you know, be very physical, and they're quite a large side in terms of the size of the players they've got, and it was a very physical game. I felt that they were sitting back quite a lot, I think probably to try and eke out a 0-0 draw, and that made it very difficult for us. I mean, we had the vast majority of possession in that game, but we had to try and break them down a very low block, which was very difficult for us. And I think that, you know, we did try, we were doing little passing moves here and there to try and unlock the defence. We put numerous crosses in, not all of them were successful. Not all of them were very good, but we did put numerous crosses into the box. We ended up getting a goal from Jean-Philippe Mateta, which was a bit of a ricochet past the post to wrong foot the goalkeeper. And that really seemed the only way we were going to score, because they were working so very hard to try and keep us out. And they were being very physical, which I think is something else that we were finding it difficult to get past. Now, of course, even though Oliver Glasner said that Eze was going to be playing in that game, he didn't play. And I know there are various rumours around as to why he didn't play, so I'm not going to talk about any of those because they are just rumours. I think probably what happened was he had agreed with Arsenal that he was going, and maybe Arsenal spoke to Parish or whoever to say don't play him, or, you know, I mean, there were rumours going around that he'd called in sick. I don't know about that. I don't think necessarily that's the case, but for whatever reason it was, he didn't play in that game. And so, you know, not because he wasn't there, but because we just lacked a little bit of quality, I think, in front of goal. You know, we were having long shots, we were having, you know, shots were going high and wide, and you know, and the ball was falling to players, some of the players who didn't necessarily have a very good strike on them, for example. But they did try. To their credit, they were trying to get us down that right hand side. They were trying to lock balls over the top with their players running onto it, which I thought was was very very ambitious, shall we say. But you know, they did have quite a bit of pace about them. They were quite quick in certain areas of the pitch, and so I think that was where they're out, shall we say, to give themselves a bit of pressure release. But overall, it was a game that lacked something for me. I can't really put my finger on what it was. Maybe it was a bit of class from Eze or someone like that. Devaney came in for Eze, and he had a good game. I mean, he didn't play badly at all, but of course he's not necessarily an Eze, you know, and he's not going to be. So I think that, you know, we did lack a little bit, I think, of creativity to unlock that defence, even though we did try very hard. So, you know, I think it was although it was disappointing, we got the win, which I think is important, and we go on now to the second leg, where hopefully we can either keep it at 0-0 or score another goal to put us through that section of the Conference League. But yeah, it wasn't necessarily the best game in the world, but we got the win, and I think that's an important thing for us to take away from it. In terms of personnel, I think everyone played well. Jefferson Lerma was in the back in place of Chris Richards, and I felt that he did a good job. You know, he played well. I think every player worked hard. Oliver Glasner said afterwards that they were fatigued, which of course doesn't bode well when you consider that you know, we've only just started the season and they're fatigued, and obviously they've got to build up their fitness to match level again. And of course, you know, reading between the lines, when you spoke to when you spoke to Oliver Glasner, didn't seem entirely happy about the fact that there weren't that many things going on in terms of the transfer ins and outs at the moment. So I can understand why he would be frustrated, and hopefully this will boost Steve Parish into doing something to get players in. I know we've already got Sosa in, and obviously we've got other players that we're looking at. In terms of Sosa, he did come in for Tarek Mitchell, and I felt that he was trying hard. I mean, he put a number of crosses in. He was working really hard. I don't think he's necessarily up to speed yet in terms of the Premier League. There were a couple of things he tried which didn't work out, but I think, you know, it's early days for him in the club, and I think that hopefully with a bit more time he will be good for us. I think that he certainly has the ability to be good for us. I think he just needs a little bit more time to settle in, to be fair. That's my personal opinion anyway. But I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. Please do let me know what you think. Whether you firstly on Sosa, how do you think he got on in that particular game, but also the whole Eze thing, and also about the game itself. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts. Please do subscribe if you've got this far to help the channel move forward, and I'll see you next time.